Welcome back to our news channel. In today's news, in recent years, Europe has faced a complex and multifaceted migration crisis, prompting various countries to implement measures to control and reduce the influx of migrants. The migration crisis has arisen alongside a growing concern over labor shortages in several sectors, raising questions about the paradox of needing workers while simultaneously trying to limit immigration. But before we continue, please stay tuned and ensure you like our video. Subscribe if you haven't done so. This news explores the factors driving Europe's restrictive migration policies, the implications of these policies on labor markets, and the potential consequences for the economy and society. Europe's migration crisis intensified around 2015 when a significant increase in refugees and migrants, primarily from conflict zones in the Middle East and North Africa, placed immense pressure on the continent's borders and social systems. Countries like Germany and Sweden initially responded with open-door policies welcoming large numbers of asylum seekers. However, public sentiment has shifted over time, with increasing concerns about integration, security, and the strain on public services leading to a more restrictive approach. The political landscape in Europe has been significantly influenced by rising nationalism and anti-immigration sentiment. Political parties across the continent have capitalized on public apprehensions regarding migration, framing it as a threat to national identity and social cohesion. This has led to the implementation of stricter border controls, increased surveillance, and a push for policies that prioritize the deportation of undocumented migrants. Despite these restrictive measures, many European countries are grappling with significant labor shortages, particularly in sectors such as healthcare, agriculture, and technology. The demographic shift characterized by an aging population and declining birth rates has exacerbated the need for workers. According to the European Commission, by 2030, Europe could face a labor shortfall of over 10 million workers, potentially hindering economic growth and productivity. The contradiction between restrictive migration policies and the urgent need for labor raises critical questions regarding Europe's economic future. While many governments recognize the necessity of foreign labor to fill gaps in the workforce, political pressures often lead them to adopt more stringent immigration controls. This has created a paradox where potential workers are deterred from migrating to Europe, even as industries struggle to find qualified personnel. The challenge for European policymakers lies in balancing the need for foreign labor with the political imperative to restrict immigration. Countries like Germany and France have initiated programs aimed at attracting skilled migrants, but these efforts are often undermined by broader anti-immigration rhetoric and policies. The emphasis on skills-based immigration may offer a partial solution, but it does not address the immediate needs of sectors that rely on low and semi-skilled labor. To address labor shortages without exacerbating migration-related tensions, European nations may need to consider alternative solutions. These could include investing in training and education. Enhancing the skills of the local workforce to meet industry demands can reduce dependence on foreign labor. Improving work conditions. Making jobs more attractive through better pay and working conditions may encourage more locals to enter fields that currently suffer from labor shortages. Regional cooperation. European countries could collaborate to create a more cohesive immigration framework that allows for the controlled influx of workers while increasing security. And integration concerns. The social implications of migration policies cannot be overlooked. Stricter controls often lead to a marginalized and vulnerable migrant population, which can exacerbate social tensions and contribute to xenophobia. Furthermore, the failure to integrate migrants effectively can result in lost economic potential and social fractures. The long-term outlook for Europe's labor market and migration policies will depend on the ability of governments to navigate these complex issues. As the global economy continues to evolve, Europe must adapt its approach to migration, recognizing that a diverse workforce can be a significant asset rather than a liability. In conclusion, Europe's attempt to slow migration in the face of a pressing worker shortage presents a significant challenge for policymakers. The increasing restriction of migration policies, driven by political pressures and public sentiment, risks exacerbating labor shortages in critical sectors. To ensure economic stability and growth, European countries must find a balance that allows for the influx of necessary labor while addressing the legitimate concerns surrounding migration. Only through a comprehensive and thoughtful approach can Europe hope to harness the benefits of migration while fostering social cohesion and economic prosperity. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode of Visa and Immigration News.